If you were stuck in the same cycle I was in, with sniffing cocaine every weekend and drinking alcohol 6-7 days a week, then this video's for you. I'm 20 days sober and I may not have all the answers and have learned everything yet, but there's a few things that I have learned that have really helped me with my recovery and staying sober. I've broke this video down into 5 lessons that I've learned, and lesson number 1 is to do the small things again. And by the small things, for me it was like I wasn't taking care of like cleaning my room and stuff like that. My room was always a tip, there was always clothes on the floor, there was always empty plates and leftover food. I wasn't taking care of my environment and my space. Another thing is like my appearance. I wasn't cutting my hair anymore, I was always looking a bit rugged. My beard was really like bushy and messy, my hair wasn't trimmed. So I wasn't like ever feeling good about myself. And another thing I've started doing is prepping my lunches for work. Like, just because I was always hungover, always drained from sniffing cocaine and drinking alcohol, I never had the energy, do you know what I mean? The energy to tidy my room, the energy to make my lunches, and that's now allowed me to be a bit more healthy. Like, you know, making healthy lunches. I do like rice and chicken, bit of veg, bit of fruit, and for me it's allowed me to really take some extra care of myself. Lesson number 2 that I've learned is that when you get cravings, especially at the early days, like they are so intense, the cravings, especially like weeks 1 and 2, they're really tough. And one thing that I did to maneuver around that was going out on walks. So I'd make sure that when I did get them cravings, I wasn't like just sitting in my room, sitting on the sofa and like festering over them thoughts of using. So I decided one day, you know, to put my headphones on and just put my walking shoes and go for a walk. And for me, you know, listening to music, motivational videos, whatever it may be, just allowed me to take myself away from that thought process, away from that situation. Lesson number 3 that I've learned is that I had to create a bubble for myself, and the bubble was like a safety net, if you want to call it that. Like, it's just a space that I know where I'm protected, you know, and in that bubble it's all like these positive things that I'm doing. But more so than what's happening inside of the bubble, it's like outside, do you know what I mean? And really what I'm trying to say is that I had to really look after my environment, because, you know, if I'm near the pubs or near alcohol and stuff like that, these are things that are really gonna make me so much more likely to relapse. So creating a safe space, a safe bubble, was something that I've really understood this time around with recovery. Lesson number 4 is it's less about cravings and more about you. So like, what I mean by this is that the cravings were really intense and they were really difficult at the beginning, but eventually down the line it was more about trying to make a better version of me. Because the person that I was, you know, doing all that cocaine, and it wasn't even just weekends for me, it become like in the week as well, drinking alcohol 6 days a week. That, I think that was one of the main reasons why I kept using, because I kept running away from what I really was, and it wasn't who I ever wanted to be. You know, I obviously never had the dreams and desires of being that person. So, and especially in recovery now, like I've got to really work on me, because there was a reason why I was using, a reason why I was running away from things, and now it's about my self-development and understanding what's going on in my head. So once you get through the cravings initially, you then start to think, right, how am I actually going to start bettering myself? And it's a long process. And the 5th and final lesson that I've learned so far in my 20 days of sobriety is that I've got to eventually learn to let go. And it's a hard thing, and it's something, to be honest, that I'm still struggling with and starting to get better at. And by letting go, I mean, you know, you've got to let go of your regrets, let go of the shame, the guilt that you've been feeling. Because for me, you know, that is what I was feeling. I was feeling a lot of guilt, a lot of regret, because I was in my head, I was thinking, why didn't I change sooner? You know, why did it take me to have to lose everything to eventually start this journey? And don't get me wrong, this isn't the first time that I've been sober, there's been times that I've done 8 weeks and even longer, and I've been constantly trying for years now. However, this time feels different because I no longer have everything that I wanted, and now I want to be better and, you know, make myself proud so that I can be that person. And, you know, letting go has been tough, but it's also been something that I had to do, because if I never let go, then I would have never been able to recover and stay sober successfully. So letting go is really important, and they're just 5 lessons that I've learned from being sober for 20 days. Do you know what I mean? I'm not perfect, and I'm not a master at it, you know. I'm only 20 days and I can only give you the lessons that I've learned in 20 days. But if you want to stay on track with what I'm doing, feel free to subscribe. I like to post like daily streaks that I'm on and lessons that I've learned along the way, and I never know if it might help someone out there, you know, struggling, because I don't want someone else to go through what I've been through, which is losing everything because I wasn't ready or strong enough to quit. Take care.